Jessica Green Mason. Okay, before we begin with all this, I'm going to be showing some gameplay. You can like, subscribe, or do whatever. But, okay, I'm going to go on a rant about this. Just so you know, I'm not the best at this game. But it bugs me because of the fact that everyone thinks that Mason is Spectre. Now, here's the thing. I get why everyone's saying that. You know, there's people saying, well, she was supposed to be supposedly dead, and now she's not. And if you play the specialist, you know, spoiler, the specialist HQ, she's not. She's actually the one that gets all the specialists to come together and to fight against her sister, which apparently it seems like her sister's suffering from some, what's it called, like, some hacking into her, like, I can't remember the word right now, but basically it seems like she's going through the same thing her, you know, the original Mason went through. Some, it just, crap. I wanted to play Spectre, but can't. Well, we talk about Spectre. I hate that shotgun. But anyway, no, Spectre can't be hurt. There's a couple of reasons why I don't think Spectre is Mason here. Number one, in Black Ops 3, the whole point of having Spectre was to have him or her to be mysterious. Now, number one, I'm not trying to say that Spectre is not a female or not, you know. Hold a sec. Mars, stop. I love you, boy, but okay, I'm not saying Spectre can't be female. There's a possibility that Spectre could be female. And you know, with the new maneuverability of oh my gosh, I'm so bad at this. With the maneuverability of Spectre, it's like, okay, he has more flexibility. He could be super trained, or it could be a female because females are naturally more flexible than men. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that that's always the case, but what I'm trying to say is that, okay, it's not that saying that Spectre is not female. There's a definitive, like, chance that Spectre could be female or male, but we don't know. And that's the great thing about Spectre, is he is a mystery. He is, no one knows, or he or she is something that is like so intriguing because of the fact they like clouded him or her into mystery. But that's the problem. Now, with people saying that it's Mason Green, I understand why people think that. Because, oh, she has the voice modulator, she's the one that got them all together, she's kind of like the leader. And during the Black Ops 3, you know, they had all that. He or she had a voice modulator to hide his voice so it can be male or female. It sounds more masculine right now, and that's fine. It also seems like the fact that he's like more top dog or top female dog. But it seems like he or she are more top dog in the specialists because, like, you know, Spectre is always the one doing the final moves or making the shots or actually doing something in the background, you know? And while the other ones are more of his pawns, or her pawns. And, okay, I can see how that can relate with both Mason, Jessica Mason and Spectre. And then there's the fact that, you know, they know each other. But that's the biggest problem. Because they know each other through the Specialist HQ, it makes no sense that Spectre is Jessica Green. And here's why. Throughout the entire, like, Blackout, no one knows who Spectre is in Black Ops 3. In Black Ops 3, Ruin doesn't know, Battery doesn't know, like, and they don't talk to Spectre like they're friends. Or, like, for instance, Ruin, like, for some reason, he has a bone to pick with Spectre. Like, he thinks what he's doing is stupid. Well, not more stupid, but more like he should be part of the team kind of feeling. But Spectre isn't a team player. You know, Spectre does things on his or her own. And Ruin's like, you know, not really great about that. If it was Jessica Green, wouldn't you think Ruin would talk to her? Because look, all three of these people, like Battery, Jessica, and Ruin, are all like, they're war buddies. They are in the same platoon. They're in the same squad. They're literally side by side in all the shows. And you even see it in the Specialist HQ. I mean, that's why Ruin is so like, okay, I can trust this person once he figures out who it is. You're like, oh my gosh, Jessica's alive, you know? And the whole thing is like, no, well, the voice modulator is the same. Just because one person has the voice modulator doesn't mean it's the only person that's the voice modulator. Gosh dang it, it keeps taking Spectre. And that's another thing that is weird about Spectre. Like, okay, Spectre is someone that has no attachments, right? There's nothing for him to be attached to, because if he does get any attachments, then he blows his cover. Or her cover. Jessica Green has Mason's daughter now. Like, if anything, that should show like, oh, we're gonna come get you. Yeah, it makes sense. It would also make sense why that's why Spectre goes into hiding and things like that. But I'm pretty damn sure, I'm pretty damn sure it's not Jessica Green. It's annoying me because of the fact that everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's these two. Just because one person has a voice modulator and one's crowded in mystery and so is the other, doesn't mean they're the same people. And that's another thing. Treyarch hasn't confirmed that they are in fact, you know, she's in fact Spectre. I think it would just take out all the mystery. Maybe they will never reveal who Spectre is. Now, me and my friend were talking, Seppi and I, the one that I play regularly with. We were playing the game, and... Ooh. I made a mistake. We were playing the game, and we were talking about, like, possibilities of who Spectre was. And that's the first thing he brought up, is Jessica Green. I'm like, no, dude, that can't be it. And he's like, well, why not? I told him all my reasonings, like Spectre's in complete shrouded mystery. Not even Ruin or Battery know who they are. Ruin's not a fan of Spectre, and that's very clear. Like, but it seems like, oh my gosh, I'm doing horribly. That's probably because of the way I'm sitting, and Mars being in front of me. I love you, Mars, though. But that doesn't make any sense why. Whole sec. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Mars, I'm gonna need you to leave. Mars. Mars. Boy. Come here. Come here. Come here. Come on. You gotta move. Okay. Well, guys, you're gonna see horrible gameplay because he's in the middle of my PlayStation and my controller. And obviously they don't work if they can't see each other that well. So it's gonna be delayed on everything. But anyway, so... Really, Mars? You just got up. Down in front of me. Okay, sit down. Sit down. Good boy. Good boy. That's much better. But, like, the whole fact of the matter is that everyone, like, the big YouTube channels, like, don't get me wrong, I look up to these YouTube channels because they, like, come up with great ideas, and the crazy thing that I want to do, like, okay, so one of my favorite channels is Film Theory, or Game Theory, in essence, and I kind of wish I could just message him, like find a way to just be like, hey, MatPat, this is stupid. I hate how people are always saying that this Spectre is indeed Jessica Green. And maybe I'll do all the research myself, but there's not much to research about Spectre, you know? Spectre is an anomaly. No one knows who he is. Or she is. No one knows even if it's a he or she, and that's the whole point of Spectre. So why should Treyarch ruin something so awesome by giving it up? Now that's another thing that I don't understand, is why didn't they confirm it the moment Jessica Green was introduced? I'm just gonna call her Mason from now on, just so there's no confusion here.
Enemy UAV above.
Now, like, I understand people wanted to see this, and Jessica, I'm not saying that Jessica is not cool or anything to be Spectre. I just think their characters don't meet. Like, the whole point of Jessica is to be like Ruin, but the Mason of Ruin, you know?
Losing Alpha.
And, sorry, I get a little distracted while I'm playing when I'm doing a little better. It's just, it makes no sense to me whatsoever. And I'm not wanting to be like, oh, there can't be because, no, I don't believe that would be the case. And I'm sick and tired of seeing all these YouTube channels thinking that. Like, dude, if you were a part of, like, the big community of Black Ops 3, wouldn't you just realize that they are not?
Care package on standby.
Like, it feels like it's just a fanboy or someone trying to, like, oh nice, I killed him anyway. Someone trying to put together that because they're like, oh, it's like kind of like they're trying to figure out a murder and they're like, the murder was left-handed. They're like, this guy was left-handed. He was the one that did it. How do you even know it was even him? You know? Get some more proof.
UAV established overhead.
And then figure it out. Because I don't think it is him. Or her, sorry. I don't think it is Mason. Now don't get me wrong, I love Mason. I love Woods. I love everything about Black Ops. It is literally one of my favorite... It was literally one of my favorite multiplayer, single campaign, and battle royale. Ooh, that's cool. Wolf Boy. The original Wolf is here, though. Look at him go. Look at him go. Is that the Switchblade?
Secure the objective.
I don't know. I just find it more annoying that people keep thinking Spectre is Mason. When the only proof they have is, they have the same modulator. Spectre is never to be known by anyone, especially none of the specialist team. Or else, wouldn't you think that, if, let's say in a scenario that because of all this, Mason starts to start acting like Spectre, wouldn't you think Ruin would stop that? Not stop that, by the way, like stopping her being who she is, but like by trying to convince her, like, look, listen, you're not doing what you were, you changed. Instead of being shrouded in mist, going superior and being like, look, I don't trust what Spectre is doing here.
An enemy has hacked and disabled your control systems.
Like, it doesn't sound too much like a friend if that is the situation. Like, and here's the thing, I have a friend that was in the Marines, and he lost his best friend. Like, he literally lost one of his best friends during their tours in Afghanistan. And he's like, oh yeah, he's my best friend and I miss him. And yeah, I'm pretty sure my friend has changed from them. But I talked to him about the situation. I'm like, hey man, like, look, I don't know, this is kind of stupid. And he's like, why is that? I'm like, I don't think they can be. And he's like, well, it's kind of thinking like someone has a robotic arm and then someone else has a robotic arm. I mean, like, during this game of technology, it makes no, like, it's weird to state that because someone has a voice change modulator because of what she was going through, doesn't mean she can be Spectre. Because it's like saying that one person has a robot arm and that's what they're, you know, known for, and then someone else had a prosthetic arm that's exactly the same model and make. Maybe it was just made by the same company.
Enemy UAV above.
You know? And I agreed with him. Like, that makes more sense of why Spectre wouldn't be Jessica or Mason in this case. So Seppi and I continue talking about this. Now, Seppi's not the veteran. Seppi's just my other friend. But Seppi and I talked about, like, who could Spectre be? And I think that's a more interesting topic than just stating it's Mason. It's Mason. So I think, number one, we were talking about it, and Seppi was like, well, what if... And I heard about this theory before, when Black Ops 3 was out. But he was like, what if it's a clone, right? And I'm like, ooh, that could be interesting. And he's like, what kind of clone would you think? Would you think like a young Mason clone from back during Black Ops 2 era? I was like, actually, that'd be very interesting if it was, like a Woods clone. Oh. And I agreed, that would be very interesting. Sorry, I was focused a little bit because I was getting bombarded. I was like, that would be very interesting. Like, could you imagine, like, the gameplay of Spectre versus Mason, like evil Mason, evil sister Mason? And then it's like, oh, that would be awesome. But then Seppi came with another thought. He's like, what if it's all the specialists and their DNA, like the best part of their DNA spliced together to make Spectre? I'm like, that would be very interesting to see. And I was like, yeah, I would definitely be down for that. Like, better than saying it's Mason. That's the thing. I'm not saying that Mason doesn't deserve the title. She's more than worthy to deserve it. It's just, it makes no sense why it's her. Like, if they kept her dead, like secretly dead, then okay. Whoa, like, that's a good way to introduce this is who Spectre is. Because then Ruin wouldn't know who, if Jessica was alive, neither would Battery, and it would be an anomaly that would only the gamers that played the game would know, right? But now that he does know, and so does Battery, it makes no sense whatsoever to say that they are. And of course I'm probably going to get a lot of hate on this. Nor do I care. Because of course this is my own opinion. I could be wrong. And I'm man enough to say if I'm wrong, cool. Whatever, you know? I'm not in charge of the whole who's Spectre or not. It's funny. As I'm talking about Spectre, I wanted to play Spectre on here. Never got a chance because someone keeps doing Spectre. Sorry. But it just makes no sense why Spectre is. And I really want to find a way to contact MatPat. Because he's like one of my favorite people to watch. Like Markiplier, MatPat, PewDiePie. There's a lot of people I like to watch, but those are like the big hitters. And MatPat's on the top one. Like, because I think his theories are funny. Even if I don't agree with his theories, you know, I think they're fun to watch. And he's really smart. But in any case, like I said, I can't... Sorry, I was just checking something. I can't really... I don't understand why people are saying this is the case. But anyway, there's just more like I will like to rant about, because number one, I hate when people keep saying it's Spectre and Mason are together, they're the same person. It's like, okay, listen here, guys. I respect you as... God damn it! Ah!
We're only as good as our intel.
I could just leave. But I need to do my guns. So, I hope that that is not the case. I'm going to continue streaming, but I just wanted to really just say that I don't believe it is the case. I'm going to try to find more proof it isn't. So,
Capture the objective.
you know, but like I said, it doesn't matter whether if I'm right or wrong. It's my own opinion, and I hope people will like not get like tricked by, not tricked, I guess it's convinced because they're big YouTubers that is the case. Because I think that's stupid to like not form your own opinion. Like there was another YouTuber I watch, which is
Enemy took Bravo.
Jaden Animations, and she was telling like she doesn't like the fact that people automatically hate a movie without really researching into it or watching into it or anything, doing your own research. And I took that to heart. I was like, you know what? Everyone's saying that Spectre and Mason are the same person, and I don't believe that, and I want to make sure that I have definitive proof to state that whether that is the case. And here's the thing, my best friend is a detective, and that's another thing he says. He's like, you know, some people just automatically assume, and you know, some people go to jail for the wrong reason, and it's not saying that some of them aren't going for jail for the right reason, but you know, sometimes you have to do your own research. And so I got away. Jeez, they're destroying us. But if I was Spectre, maybe they wouldn't destroy us. Oh, behind. I'm gonna change over to this one. But like, it makes no sense.
Hostile sentry working.
Oh, great, sentry.
Hostile UAV circling.
Not anymore. But jeez, these guys are killing us. Well, killing me, specifically. Like, it makes no sense why everyone should follow someone that just bluntly says that. Now, I don't know where they got their information from. Maybe they just, because they watched the Specialist HQ and they wanted to believe that. And, you know, with the title of being a Mason, it makes sense why, that's weird. Oh, there they are. Why, they would give, you know, and plus the voice modulator, that's another big kicker. But even then, that's still not enough proof to say, oh shit, to say that Mason is indeed Spectre. And of course, they always say, well, this is an opinion, there's no definitive confirmation. Oh my god. Okay, I hate that gun, Rampage. The Rampage, I hate it so much.
Securing B.
But there's no definitive. They make it clear. And that's another thing. I'm not trying to say that they're 100% wrong. You know, they're probably just doing what they want to do and going for what they believe themselves. You know, if that person that I watch, I can't remember their names right now. I forgot, I'm not using my GKS, so I was just so, oh my god. I was so used to, I'm doing so bad right now. Oops.
Enemy sentry active.
But, maybe I should switch over to, 0 and get that EMP in.
Marathon, we'll take the next round.
I hope so.
Losing Alpha.
But it makes no sense why Spectre would be Mason to me. And I'm not trying to say that that YouTuber is 1000% wrong and they will never be right. You know, it's a possibility they could be right and I could be wrong, and that's fine. And if they made a video where they told they, you know, saw this, which I highly doubt they would see this video, and say that, oh, hey, he's wrong, don't listen to him. I don't care. Like, I don't mind, actually, it's a better wording. I don't mind if anyone makes a video saying that I'm wrong. That is a cool skin. I want that skin. Ah! Iron Man. Am I Renmen? I like that skin. Big anime fan. Like,
Capture the objective.
if they said something like that, then, and, like, I follow them, I'd be like, okay, he's entitled to his own opinion, you know? Maybe he'll convince everyone that I'm wrong, and that's fine. I don't care if I'm wrong. Like, I just, you know, I want to do my own research. And until, like, I am proven wrong by the makers of the game, like, game makers are like, nope, Spectre is indeed Mason. Then I'm like, oh, okay, cool, whatever, you know? Like, I was wrong! God, I hate that gun. That gun is a piece of shit. Not a piece of shit because it's bad, because it's a piece of shit because it's so good, it's overpowered. But anyway, if that ever happens, whatever, you know. I'm gonna admit I'm wrong, whatever. It's not like it's gonna be the end of the world for me. I have other things I like to get into, like Game of Thrones or Overwatch. Apex is pretty good. A lot of my anime shows. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Really fired in there, like. Ah, that rampage! I hate it so much. But like, if people says nope, that's not gonna be. Wait. I gotta practice more on my aiming on the headshots. But if someone says that, and they're a big YouTuber, and they say, no, that's not the case, you're wrong, I'm not gonna get offended. Like, whatever. It's a game. I'm passionate about it. God, I'm dying so much. I gotta catch up. I'm doing so horribly. Like, I've done horrible, and this is horribly. Maybe because I'm just talking about a subject that's like getting on my nerves. Come on, come on, come on. Come on. Come on, stop being a pussy. Oh, you're gonna be a pussy about that, huh? And be a oh my god, I hate that fucking gun. Steve, aim. Steve, aim.
Hostile care package inbound.
I don't know. I'm more triggered about this subject because of the fact everyone is so prone to believe that. And it, like, everyone I've talked to, except for Bryson, like, Bryson's my best friend, and we talked about it, and Seppi and I have also talked, and we're great friends, too. And, like, Seppi was telling me, like, wow, this is, like, what if they were all, like, just a splice of each other? And we were having fun, like, talking about it.
Enemy sniper's nest inbound.
Oh, God.
Hostile RCXD spotted. No second chances. It's all or nothing.
Hostile malware has been cleaned from your systems.
Oh, they're over there. Whoa, what just happened? Oh, it was the RC. I thought I stopped it. But, yeah, and I don't care. Like, oh, shit, motherfucker. Beeping. Oh, jeez, I should have died.
That one hurt our reputation.
Everyone left. Like I said, I'm no big YouTuber, nor do I want to be recognized as a big YouTuber or someone that always right, because we're all human. And everyone's entitled to their own opinion. That's fine, you know? I just hope that the people that believe that Mason is Spectre have done their own research, you know? You know, they've done their own research to look into it and say, okay, maybe that's it. And not just really determine it on one fact, that they both have voice modulators. And they both are were one of the main factors of putting the specialists together. Even then, that's not even a definitive, that's not even true about Spectre. Spectre was just part of the team. He was never the leader of the team, and whether he seemed more high up, it didn't matter. The whole point of Spectre, is that he's an assassin. He knows what he's doing, or she's doing. They're good at it, and they're not going to let anyone get in their way. You know? Like, Ruin, you're so towards the fact that, like, you were betrayed by a Mason again, not Jessica Mason, the other one, which I don't even remember her name. Any case, like I said, Spectre cannot be Mason for number one, because of the fact that Ruin. Hold a sec. Sorry, my mic was being weird. Okay, so Jessica Green Mason cannot be Spectre, and here's my points. Number one. Do we just lose?
Domination. Charlie secure.
You know, this is another thing I hate with when people do this. But anyway, so Jessica cannot be Spectre because of reason one. Actually, I'm gonna be 0 since we have barricade.
Taking Alpha.
Jessica cannot be Mason because of point one. Point one is that the fact that Spectre was a mystery, and not even Ruin or Battery knew who they were. That's point one. Point two. Ruin, sorry, I was just thinking for a minute. Ruin didn't like Spectre and how he or she operated. And because that was the case, like, with them being friends from before and her coming back from the dead, yeah, she could have maybe gone a different alternative route now. But, and when Ruin went behind Spectre's back to talk to their superiors and how he's doing things and how it shouldn't be done this way, that's something a friend wouldn't do. Especially a war buddy friend. I'm not saying I'm a war buddy friend or anything like that, but they have to have a lot of trust with each other. And going behind someone's back, and what I've learned in my experience, is if when you go behind someone's back, even in a workplace environment, and you guys are friends, it hurts. Right? And they are actually not your friend. They're just trying. They're just trying to get the upper hand over you. And I don't think that's the case of Ruin. I don't think Ruin cares about getting the upper hand over anyone. He doesn't, like, his character, it doesn't seem like to be that kind of person. Because Ruin's more like, I'm the best. Like, he's like a Bakugo in Hero Academia. Sorry. So that's point 2. Point 3 is that since she was the one that, Jessica Green, that is, since Jessica Green was the one that brought them together, let me fucking kill you! Ah! That was annoying. Crap.
Hostile attack deploy beacon active.
because of the fact, oh my gosh, I keep making my points, but okay, I'm gonna make my points after the game because I'm completely and utterly distracted. Yeah, we're losing Charlie. I saw that. Thank you. Up top, up top. Oh my gosh, who's fucking texting me? My phone's blowing up. Okay, so I'll finish these points in just a minute. You know what's really upsetting me right now? So, my mic, for some reason, is not working in one of the ears, and it is at the same time. It's just in the position I have to put my mic in. And the problem with that is it completely throws me off, because I'm not, like, hearing everyone from every side that I need to. Jesus Christ, I'm doing so horrible.
Losing C. Bravo secure.
Ah.
Lost Charlie.
Okay. Now I'm going to make my points.
Mission is Charlie Foxtrot.
Oh, it's free comic book day today. Okay. I'm going to back out of this lobby, and then I'm going to finish my points. So I can finish them in a, like, a full thought. Ah, oh, jeez, that was frustrating. Boop. Boopy. Boopy, I love you. Sorry, dog. Okay. So my points of why Spectre cannot be Mason. Number one, the fact that Mason was a friend of Ruin and Battery, right? Because they were friends with each other, them using that knowledge to talk to Spectre during the voiceovers in Black Ops 3 would have been a different story. They would have talked directly to Spectre, and Spectre would understand because they're, you know, there's squad mates. And Spectre wouldn't be like out of proportion. Now, someone could make the argument that, well, what she's done and what she's seen, she's changed her ways. Even then that wouldn't cause Ruin to really go behind Mason's back about this. Like, a lot of people still argue that that is still something that some people do, even if they're friends. But squad mates? Like, not really in squad mates. Because if they were real squad mates, Spectre and Ruin, then... oh my god. Ruin would be like, I'm not gonna stop her. I'm not going to try to go behind her back or anything. She knows what she's doing. I'm going to trust her because she is my squad mate. And she didn't die. She just found more information. You know? And then, so that's point number one. Point number two, because of the fact that throughout the whole voiceovers, they don't know who Spectre is. And they are talking to Spectre like as if he's outside of their circle. Mason's already inside their circle. So they talk about Spectre as if he's an anomaly or she's an anomaly. And that's because she is. If they knew who she was, why would they be doing that? Some people would be like, "Oh, it's because they're trying to keep the secret." So, well, that's not the point. All the specialists there, except for Outrider and Zero, saw who Mason was. They saw the face, and so there wouldn't be a reason why of keeping this mask on, even in front of his or her Spectre's fellow specialist. So why, if they know what Jessica Mason looks like, why does Spectre have to put a mask on for them? Makes sense why it would make sense why Jessica would put it for everyone else, right? But why for this fellow specialist? And in any case, which is point number 3, then wouldn't you think the dog tags that this specialist has, Spectre's, wouldn't be scratched out for a reason? Like, the reason why it's scratched out, and I'm pretty sure I'm looking too much into this part, but it's just because they want to make sure Spectre stays secret, right? But there is no point to doing it if everyone already knows that Spectre is Mason. Like, the game producers would have been like, you guys are right, Spectre is indeed, and I'm waiting for that day for a confirmation or decline that Spectre is indeed Mason or not, because then this whole thing is bunk. And then finally, number 4, we see the whole biggest point is because of the modulator. The voice modulator from Mason is in direct, like, it's the same as Spectre's. But how do we even know that? Just because someone has the same voice modulator in this universe doesn't mean they're the only one with the voice modulator, and any characters with voice modulator would have it. If that was the case, then when you think that the voice modulator would work with, like, actually, I don't even know where I was going with that one, but what I'm trying to say is that there's no point of saying because Mason has a voice modulator and Spectre has a voice modulator, they are the same people. No. You need more proof to really confirm that. Okay? And finally, I think the biggest thing is more of the game producers. Why introduce Mason, And a lot of people could say, oh, for Spectre, blah, blah, blah. And that's the biggest thing that I don't understand is the fact... Sorry, my fucking battery keeps dying. Sorry, I'm getting all fired up about this. Why not put... That's... I just grabbed my other controller. I was like, fuck it. Okay. So, here's the thing I want to also just address in just a little bit. There's nothing really about Spectre, like, really taking that being the mantle of leader. Spectre is his own thing. Alright, and then my final point. Why in the fuck do you, excuse my language, why in the beep you include specialist characters but you don't put them in here? That's the biggest pet peeve I have right now. It's like, well, where's Outrider? Where's Spectre? Where's Zero in this whole entire roster? Do it, like, Treyarch, can you please do it? Because I love the Specialist HQ. You learn more about the characters. Like, for instance, I love Kasumi Kiyomura. He's awesome. But then I was like, Ruin, I don't know what's Ruin's name, right? Donnie Walsh. Like, wow. I didn't even know his name was Donnie. It makes me so interested in these characters more because, like, even these little informations are pretty awesome. Aaron Baker. But anyway. I'm gonna sign off. I'm gonna check this video just in case, because I don't know if this mic thing is just like an output or an input as well. But final points: Spectre cannot be Mason, and until proven otherwise by Treyarch to say they are indeed in fact the same person, I don't believe that they are. And no, because someone has a voice modulator and another person has the same voice modulator is going to convince me, because that should not be enough proof. But anyway, I'm going to sign off. You guys have a great day.